안녕하세요. I'm back, and this is BLACKPINK with Boombayah. Is it Boombayah? Is it Boombayah? Or is it Boombayah? Where's the accent actually fall? Completely counterintuitive to the language, but let's find out. I'm anxious for this one because Whistle is definitely my favorite BLACKPINK song. Like, oh yeah. And this was released, I think it's the other one of the first two tracks, if I'm not mistaken, as you had let me know. But anyways, let's see what this is like, because yeah, that early BLACKPINK sound was already pretty solid, you know what I mean, like from Whistle and from the other first album tracks. But let's see here.
BLACKPINK in your area. BLACKPINK in your area. Being a bad girl, I know I am, and I'm so hot, I need a fan. I don't want a boy, I need a man. Click clack, bada bing, bada boom. 문을 박차면 모두 날 바라본 굳이 애써 노력 안 해도 모든 남자들의 코피가 팡팡팡 팡팡 바라바라 팡팡팡 지금 날 위해 축배를 짠짠짠 Hands up 내 손에 바라 폴라 해니 네가 말로만 듣던 걔가 나야 Jenny. 춤추는 불빛은 날 감싸고 도네 Black to the pink 어디서든 특별해 Oh yes 쳐다보던 we're gonna wanna dance Like 따라라란딴 따라라란딴 후루룩 좋아 이 분위기가 좋아 난 지금 네가 좋아 정말 반했어 오늘 밤널 춤추고 싶어 Boombayah Yeah 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 Boombayah Yeah 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 Boombayah Yeah 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 Boom boom ba boom boom ba oppa Yeah 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 Boom boom ba Boombayah BLACKPINK in your area 이제 달려야지 뭘 어떡해 난 철없어 겁없어 man Middle finger up F you pay me 90s baby I pump up the jam 달려봐 오빠야 Lambo 오늘은 너와 나 젊으면 gamble 감이나 막지마 혹시나 누가 날 막으려 하면 go brrr Rambo 네 손이 내 허리를 감싸고 도네 Front to my back 내 몸매는 특별해 네 눈빛은 I know you wanna touch Like touch 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 두두두 좋아 이 분위기가 좋아 난 지금 네가 좋아 정말 멋있어 오늘 밤널 춤추고 싶어 Boombayah Yeah 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 Boombayah Yeah 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 Boombayah Yeah 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 Boom boom ba boom boom ba oppa Yeah 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 Boom boom ba Boombayah
dude, these girls came out strong, dude. Like, whoa. I mean, just some of the some of the lyrics. Oh my goodness. Wow. For a debut sort of effort, I mean, it's strong, isn't it? I mean, that's good. Like, it's cool. I love it. It's very much Blackpink. Like, Blackpink in your area. This is where it started. I first heard it on the comeback, on the Pink Venom drop. I had never heard Blackpink in your area before. And this is where it comes from. This is from the... Okay. Just... all this, the elements are there. All the signature elements of a Blackpink track. You know, they're still sort of like... coming off of the Whistle track. There was a little bit of a minimalist take in that production, and this I'd still call it fairly minimalist, although there's more like consistent sustained sounds that are going on. But all in all, the mix is not the busiest. In the opening, you know, you get there's a kick and there's an 808, and they're right on top of each other, like boom, 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 boom. I mean, it's just they're perfectly stacked. Then there's a whole bunch of different sounds. I mean, there's some synth bass in there, but they got that sort of harmonic minor going on, that buzzy sort of like synth wind instrument sound that's kind of Middle Eastern. And the vocals, of course, like, yeah, they were solid from the start. And this was because you know, you all filled me in on a lot of the information about Blackpink. I do read articles. I look up the profiles. I look up the Wikipedia. I read through and look over the discographies and things like this. But there's a lot of contextual things that you all have filled me in on as far as this. And like, man, just for them being so young and so new and just coming out, I mean, they had like, everything was just locked down, on point. So good. The choreography in this one is super fun. It's more, I guess, it reminds me of other girl groups, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The choreography in this one. The things like where they're sort of sitting down together and leaning back, or you know, there are certain little choreography bits in here that seem a little bit more in line with the other sort of K-pop groups. And of course, because all the groups do choreography, you're gonna have a little bit of that, like, because everybody's dancing. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. But I think from what I've seen later on, they kind of, you know, start to do things their own way as a group as far as the choreography goes. And it's a little bit, it becomes more unique. It becomes more distilled to a Blackpink style of choreography. Man, just okay. So Jisoo and Rosé, their voices are just so beautiful and so perfect together. They're perfect together for the main vocal singing parts. I mean, it's the most beautiful harmonization between the two of their voices. And it did stand out more so to me in the whistle track. And again here, Jisoo has a very like silky smooth and kind of smoky, voice. She's between the two of them, she's got the lower end, right? But it's just so good, man. It's so clean, and it's just smooth, and it's real cool, and it's oh man. And it's a perfect balance. It's a perfect counterpart to a Rosé's voice, which is it's okay. So overall, it's gonna come in higher in the registers, right? As frequencies are a little bit higher, but it's almost like she has two voices in one, because you can hear her lower end when she sings, and it's like her the upper part of her register sits on top of the lower part of her register, and it creates all of these colorful tones over the top, and it's one of the most unique things that I think I've ever heard. Like, it's one of these voices that just comes along every so often, like there's only one Rosé, and it's gonna be a while before anyone comes out, sounding in a way that I would categorize and be like, oh well, yeah, Rosé, there you go. Like, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be some time before that happens. And then Jennie and Lisa, oh man, that was like fierce, like strong, assertive. Oh my goodness, some of the things that they were saying. I mean, Lisa, my goodness, dude, my goodness, she's coming on so strong with it. I mean, I love it, but I was just like, it's a good thing that I worked my way backwards to this, because I might not have been able to handle it, if I just went in blind. But okay, let me give it another listen to, and see if anything else sticks out. See, relatively minimalist, right? You have that buzzy sort of horn sound coming in, snaps, and then that 808 and the kick are going to come in stacked right on top of each other. But it's a solid mix.
BLACKPINK in your area.
The iconic line.
BLACKPINK in your area. Being a bad girl, I know I am, and I'm so hot, I need a fan. I don't want a boy, I need a man.
Oh my goodness.
Click clack, bada bing, bada boom. 문을 박 차면 모든 날 바라본 그지 애써 노력 안 해도 모든 남자들의 코피가 팡팡팡 팡팡 바라바라 팡팡팡 지금 날 위해 축배를 짠짠짠 Hands up 내 손에 바라 follow 해니 네가 말로만 듣던 걔가 나야 Jennie.
So it's pretty straightforward in 4. It like overall a minimalist take on the mix. Boy, she's not relenting. Like, I mean, the rhythm's so consistent and it's so busy. This is a really, really strong first thing to put out. And you know what? It contrasts very well with Whistle, which was the other track that they put out. No, I think, because there was some speculation at first, like, oh, should we really come out with these two tracks? But I think it was perfect. I don't, if you were going to pick two tracks to kind of put out there, the contrast between these two, I think, is just a perfect balance. so strong. When Rose comes in, it's so strong, man. Oh, beautiful. The two of them. Very nice way to build on these sections, though. More minimalist to begin with, and now a lot of sound is getting, introduced here as it's sort of ramping up, and then it's gonna drop everything out, right? We're gonna get this crazy sort of rest, and then they're gonna come back in. Yep. The whole bar. There's a whole 1, 2, 3, 4 that goes by. Well, they kind of come in on the 4. A mix, like there is a mix of different sounds that's going on here, like a whole bunch of different sounds, in both in the mix parts that are going on and in the vocal stuff that they're doing. It's very cool, actually. It's very fun and it's very cool. It's so dynamic. It's so it's much busier than the whistle track, and this is what I'm talking about as far as the contrast between the two, and why I think it was pretty much the right 2 tracks to go with. That was a pretty crazy, like, at the end there, that upward inflection, and that, I mean, she took that way up there. As Jisoo had a part like that earlier. The end of her phrase, she went up, and then there was another line after that, where it wasn't quite the same. But that was way, you know what I mean? Like that higher register she has, she like way up there. Oh, I love Lisa so much. This choreography right here, see? And this part too. It's cute. Great set pieces. Like all this color. Also, it's just sort of, this interior sort of set piece here that looks very like rustic, and then there's this giant stack back here, all these speakers set up. I mean, it's sort of like, underground party kind of, just we're just gonna have music and everybody show up and stuff like that, and then it's gonna switch and it's gonna go to that sort of, what was it, like roller rink kind of a setting. Interesting set pieces, great color, pink over here, I see dark purple over here on the right, with white light coming in more or less in the middle and filling in the back here. Interesting set design. It reminds me it reminds me of like Jim Morrison and the native dance that he used to do sometimes. very fun scene. Very fun. Very strong first, like, debut track, video, all that. Very, very strong. But a blast. Yeah, what an interesting mix. Overall, the instrument sounds, the vocal work, the hooks in the chorus. Yeah. Very much already like had that Blackpink sound. Builds up towards the end. You know, that final hyped chorus that comes through. And all the sounds are there. Everything is there. Like this they just sort of started like, you know, awesome, like already just they were already so good. Yeah. So overall, very much, you know, I think, yeah, those were, if Boombayah and the Whistle were the first, I believe they're the first two tracks on that first album. So they decided to come out with these two to sort of, as the group's first things that they put out. And it's a very strong way to come on the scene. But that's good, though. That's good. Establishes it very early on. And like I was saying, so in my take anyways, when you listen to the later stuff, the mixes become a lot more full, less minimalist, more things going on, but they're very balanced and they're put together very well. Like, you never get too much of anything, but you get a lot of everything. Yeah, I have to say, going in reverse, you know what I mean? Like, starting from where I started to come all the way back to here. So I'll say Whistle is still my favorite track, definitely. The first track that I ever reacted to from Blackpink was the Ready for Love track, the PUBG crossover video, right? And it was in the comments that people had let me know that it was the most unorthodox, atypical Blackpink song, that it was not like most of the other things that came before it. And that's true. But it, like, so Ready for Love is definitely my second favorite Blackpink song. It's a beautiful song. I don't know if I've said this before, but it's a beautiful song. And it is different. It's totally a love song to the fans, to the music, to K-pop, to the group, to like the members, to each. It's a love song. It's in the name, Ready for Love. But it's a absolutely gorgeous song. And because it's because it's so different, that's why, you know, I enjoy it as much as I do. Because again, I dig contrast, you know. But it's been so much fun to come back and fill in everything between, you know, this and now, like the stuff that they have now. Which reminds me, we're only hours away from the from the drop of the Born Pink album. Mine's already shipping. I got the box set, the pink version. I'm looking forward to it. All the cool stuff that's gonna come along with that. The only thing, right? Because this has been my second K-pop album that I've bought. Twice being the first one. The only thing, right, is I wish there was a vinyl. I wish like it would be so cool if they had vinyl and box sets. You know, they could all the same stuff, but just with a vinyl record, or vinyl and CD. You know, package both, make a deal like that, right? A bundle. But there's so many cool things that they could do with vinyl presses now. Like the album, and I just think with all of these groups, because of their rich aesthetics, they could have like the coolest vinyl presses. Imagine a BLACKPINK vinyl album. It's gonna be like beautiful. Just the vinyl itself, right? The things I've seen that they do as far as content when they package these albums, it would be so awesome. It would be like I'd have to go all out and buy all K-pop albums on vinyl. Like I'd have to do it. And maybe someday they will drop something like that. So who knows? I keep my fingers crossed. But I just think it would be like the coolest thing ever, right? Imagine a BLACKPINK vinyl album. If they're out there, let me know, and let me know how much they cost, because I definitely will buy that. So going back to the beginning with Boombayah, again, classic signature BLACKPINK track, signature sound, style, right from the get-go. The beautiful vocals, the relentless raps. Oh my goodness, dude! Both Jenny and Lisa, the things they were rapping about, man. They just make me think, and they make me smile too. BLACKPINK, Boombayah, very cool to go back to the beginning. So everybody get ready for the Born Pink album, because it is almost upon us.